Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sculpt. I'm Anna. This is 60 minutes of Sculpt. This is Santana. I don't think there's really many props you need today. We won't be using weights. Of course, you can always add them in if you want to. You may want a block for really the beginning of practice when we get into Malasana shortly, but besides that, I really don't think there's much that you need. So, yourself, your mat, a comfortable spot, and we're going to go ahead and start standing for Sculpt today. So come to the top of your mat and just start to find a position that feels natural for you. So it probably feels a little bit easier to have your feet about hip width apart or so. If you want to feel big toes to touch, you're welcome to. It might feel a little bit harder, but it's up to you. I'm going to do feet about hip width because that feels comfortable for me. And I want you to just stand how you would naturally stand. So standing upright, and then go ahead and close your eyes whenever you feel comfortable enough to close your eyes. And that'll help you just start to tune into your body a little bit more, and we'll take a scan together of that body. So I want you to really ground into your feet. I want you to think about if each foot has four corners, you're pressing equally into all four of those corners. So if you want to take a moment to shift your weight forward a little bit and then shift it back into your heels and eventually just kind of land nice and grounded through both of your feet. And then moving up your legs, we don't want to lock out our knees, so we have just a gentle micro bend in our knees. Perhaps your knees are relaxed, thighs are relaxed, quads are relaxed for now. Moving up to neutral pelvis, a relaxed tummy for now. And then notice that natural curvature in your spine. We all have a natural curve in our spine. So move along that. As you notice that natural curve, also pay attention to the length of your spine because you're nice and tall. Your shoulders are relaxed back and down. And your neck is rather neutral, just neck in line with spine. Think about reaching up through the crown of your head, drawing yourself just a little bit taller. And then let's add just a little bit of engagement. So think about pulling your kneecaps up slightly, feeling those thighs engage, and engaging through your core as well. And notice if that changes things. You might pay attention to that gentle sway that you have, whether you really realize it or not. And then I want you to start to pay attention to your breath. Just start to feel your breath. Maybe start to hear your breath. Perhaps you're finding your Ujjayi pranayama, that breath through your nose, your breath of life, breath of fire. And then I want you to start to imagine your breath as you inhale. It's moving up through your feet, all the way up your body, the top of your head, filling you up with energy. And as you exhale, feel that breath kind of moving down all the way down into your feet, grounding you into the earth. So inhale, we're feeling our body fill up from bottom to top, filling up with energy. And as we exhale, we're feeling that air slowly move down our body, grounding us into the earth through our feet. Let's do 3 more of those. We're going to move on to that Malasana next, so you can peek your eyes open. We'll walk our feet out nice and wide, about the width of your mat here. Heels are in, toes are pointing out, and as you're ready, just bend your knees and slowly come all the way down here. So as you see, Santana is going to grab a block. He's going to sit on a block, and for a lot of you, especially because we're doing this really early in practice, it might feel a lot more comfortable to sit on a block. Also, if you have knee troubles or tight hips, I recommend sitting on a block. So grab that if you need to. Otherwise, my feet are still grounded, and I'm long through my spine here. So I'll turn sideways so that you can see me. Oftentimes, we hunch in our malasana. I want you to lengthen through your spine. So a nice tall spine. It doesn't have to be completely vertical, because as you can see, I'm at a little bit of an angle here, but I still have a straight back. Think about using elbows to press knees back and reaching up through that crown of your head, just like we had a moment ago in our mountain pose. I'm going to offer a twist. You can either stay where you are or you can twist. So left hand comes down, maybe towards the mat, maybe not, and then right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. So it's a little awkward to find a twist in malasana, but work with what you can. If you have a bind and you're open enough right now to go for it, you're welcome to work into that bind, but I never want you to force anything. Just another breath right here. And then go ahead and come back to the center, nice and slowly. Come back to that long spine, press your knees back, sit up tall. And we'll work into the other side. So right hand is going to go down towards the mat. My left arm is going to reach up into the air. Now I'm pressing open through my chest, twisting through my belly button and my shoulders here, binding if it's in your practice, but don't force it, okay? Never forcing anything. Gaze can go up towards the ceiling. Just another breath. Okay, we'll get out of this shortly. Go ahead and come back to center. Last thing we'll do in this malasana is I just want you to engage and lift your booty about in line with your knees. Find that long spine. Engage through your core. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more in and out. We'll let our hands come down to the mat. Continue to lift your butt high into the air. Relax your head. Find your forward fold, Uttanasana. If you want your feet to continue to stay wide, that's fine. If you want to bring them a little closer together, go for it. But all I want you to do is bend your knees nice and big. Relax your head, let your upper body drape over your thighs. So feel that nice release in your low back. Maybe close your eyes, maybe grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. Find your breath here, relax. 2 more big rounds of breath. If you have a grip, go ahead and let it go. Hands dangle down towards the mat. We're going to step back to our downward facing dog. So I want you to look at your hands, plant them on the mat, spread your fingers nice and wide. Hands are shoulder width apart. Once those hands are nice and grounded, then step back to your first downward facing dog. Rearrange if you need to. Just make sure everything feels set up. I'm going to start by pedaling my feet. Maybe shaking my head a little bit. Hips are high here. My core is nice and engaged every time I come to my downward facing dog. I'm really trying not to dump my weight into my wrists. We'll add a little side body stretch. So what I want you to do is start to tilt to the knife edge of your right foot. So I'm going to bring the knife edge of my right foot to the mat and stack my feet on top of one another. Now I'm going to sway my hips over towards the right side of the room, but I'm keeping my booty high here. So I'm not shifting into my plank. I'm keeping my hips high and just swaying over to the right side, feeling a stretch on left side body. One more breath. Coming back to down dog in the center. And then we'll go on the other side. So same thing, but left knife edge of foot comes to mat. Stack feet. Sway hips to the left a little bit. As much as feels good for you, keep your booty high. Chest is pulling towards your thighs. 2 more rounds of breath. And then go ahead and meet me back in the center, downward facing dog. Let's lift our right leg high into the air, 3-legged dog. Point or flex through your foot. Hips are still high. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Every time we come here, shoulders over wrists. Pulling knee in tight towards nose, puffing up through shoulders. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to downward facing dog. Breathe. Left leg goes high, 3-legged dog. Level your hips, point or flex your foot. Breathe in. Exhale, knee to nose. I'm shifting, shoulders are over wrists. Puffing through my shoulders, tucking my knee a little tighter for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, I want you to shift forward to high plank pose. Always okay to come to knees. Suck in through your tummy, shoulders over wrists. Puff up through your shoulders. Breathe in and out. In and out. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to your stomach. Uncurl your toes. Bring your arms down your side. Bring one facial cheek to the mat. Take a moment to feel that breath underneath you. Come back to its rhythm. Inhale, you're feeling energy fill you up. Exhale, you're feeling grounded into the earth. 2 more. We're going to strengthen through our back, so arms are down sides, feet together behind you, head to the center. Take a breath in. Stay with the breath out. And then inhale, lift everything up off your mat, reaching into that locust pose. So neck in line with spine, so don't crank your neck. I want you to squeeze your shoulders together, lift through your hands. Bring your feet a little bit closer, lift through your feet, lift your chest, lift your feet, hold here for 5, squeeze for 4, continue to breathe. 3, 2, 1, go ahead and release. Maybe bring that other facial cheek to the mat. If you need to reset your low back, bend your knees, sway your feet side to side. Good. Next one, I want you to reach your arms long out in front of you. Feet are still together behind you. Take a breath in. Head to the center, stay with the out. then inhale, lift everything up off your mat for super yogi this time. Thinking about getting long and then finding height. So really lengthen, point through toes, reach through hands, and then get a little bit higher through your limbs here. Feet closer together. Lift your chest another inch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Other cheek to the mat. Take a moment, relax. If you want to bend your knees and sway feet, go for it. We're going to finish with one more back strengthener together. So legs are together. Reach back, clasp your hands at your low back. If this is uncomfortable for you, if you'd prefer to have your hands unlaced, that's fine. Just bring arms down sides. Head to the center. Take a breath in. Relax on the breath out. And then inhale, lift everything up off your mat one more time. This time my hands are off of my booty, right? So don't rest your hands on your butt. Lift them, squeeze your shoulders, your whole backside. Feel that pelvis grounded. Lift through your feet, point your toes, lift through your chest. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that other cheek to the mat one more time. Maybe knees bend, feet sway side to side. Nice work, everybody. Go ahead and release your legs long behind you. Bring your hands to the mat right next to your chest. Elbows are tight and reaching up towards the ceiling. Spread your fingers wide. Curl your toes. Suck belly button into spine. When you're ready, lift to plank. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, lower your heels. Inhale, lift them. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look up to your hands. And then exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, we'll lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bow your head. Inhale, rise, mountain Tadasana. Hands at heart center. One more time, inhale, reach up high. Bend your knees and forward fold, Uttanasana, heavy head. Halfway lift, breathe in, lengthen. Plant your hands on the mat, step back to high plank, 1 foot at a time. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. If you can't hold here, you need to come down to your knees. Inhale, up dog or cobra, breathe in. Exhale, down dog, booty high. Breathe in, lift your heels. Exhale, step or jump forward. Lengthen, halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up, mountain. And fold forward. Breathe in, lengthen, prepare. Plant your hands on the mat, step back to high plank pose. Inhale, shift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Prepare with the breath in and travel with the out. Lengthen in, fold out. Rise in, forward fold out. Prepare in. Plant your hands, either step back. If you want to jump directly to Chaturanga, you can. Back bend. And down dog. 3 breaths in and out. Breathe in energy. Breathe out grounding. Once more in and out. Inhale, lift heels, bend knees. Exhale, top edge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Pause, bring your feet all the way to touch. Inhale, rise all the way up now. Sit down into Uttanasana chair pose. Immediately relax your shoulders down your back. I noticed mine were tense. Relax them. Unwrinkle that third eye. Unclench your jaw. Engage through your core. Pull in through your thighs. Make sure you can see your toes. Weight is in heels. Hands can be at heart center or arms can be lifted. That's up to you. Find stillness for a few moments. Feel engaged. Feel grounded through your feet. Feel energy through your body. Find that pranayama, that life force, that breath. Stay for the breath in. Sink a couple inches on the out. Breathe in. Sink a couple more inches. Breathe in. Sink a little bit more. Try to get hips in line with knees. We're all going to sit down. Try not to collapse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and sit on your booty. Bring your feet a little bit further forward. Lengthen through your spine. Hands under knees. Tilt back. Find your boat pose. So situate yourself so that it feels comfortable on your sits bones. Again, lengthen through your spine. I want that long spine. Try not to hunch so much. Hands can go long. Legs can go a little bit longer as well, or hands can be here or here, whatever works for you. Relax your face, relax that third eye, just breathe. We're gonna just find toe taps while we're here. So 1 toes tapping at a time. Not really adding too much to the pose. I like it because it just gives me something else to focus on. So just focus on those toe taps. Feel that core engaged. Try not to let your hip flexors take over. Maybe bring your chest a little bit prouder. Think about shining it towards the ceiling. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. We've got this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead and come back to stillness. Hands are going to come under knees if they weren't already. I want you to rock and roll a couple times. Let this feel good, but be careful of your neck as always, right? Now get a little bit of momentum, and once you feel like you have some, I want you to come all the way up to your feet and come to standing. We're going to do some ninja ups, and I'll show you what that means. So once you get standing, come back down, roll and rise up, sit down, take that big roll, rise. Option here for these last couple is to add a jump at the top. If you want a little bit more, add that hop. We're going to do 5 more. If this isn't working for you, hold a chair. That's where we're going to meet. Use those arms to swing. Last 2. Here's the last one. Meet me back in that chair pose. Relax your shoulders. That heart rate is lifted. That's okay. Notice it. Relax. Find your breath. Control your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more in. Forward fold out. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands. We'll meet in down dog. You can flow, or you can always skip it. Just Slow down your breath in that down dog. 2 breaths in, out, in, out. Back to 3-legged dog. Right leg is gonna lift. Hips are leveled off here. Foot is pointed or flexed. Chest pulling back to thigh. Just breathe. Get long through that leg. Feel the energy all the way through your toe. As you're ready, keep that leg nice and long. Use your inhale to pull you up to a high plank pose. And then left hand is going to be base. Side plank. Right arm lifts high. Maybe right leg stays lifted. Maybe a tree. Maybe foot comes behind you. Either way, crunch that left oblique. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back to plank. Hover your right foot. On an exhale, 3-legged dog. Press your chest back. We've got this, yogis. Stay with me here. Slowly walk your hands back to your left foot. Your head is relaxed as you do so. Needle pose. Take a moment to catch your breath. And then we're going to add needle crunches, or you can always find stasis instead. So take an inhale. Exhale, crunch right knee behind left knee. Inhale, get long. Exhale, crunch. Continue with that rhythm here. It's harder if you also bend your left knee, as you see I'm doing here. Crunching knee behind and kind of getting small. You're welcome to try it. Use your breath. Hands can always come to a support like a block if you need it. Let's do 2 more. On that last one, I want you to hold in a crunch and hold. And then we're going to see if we can stand up well, keeping that right foot hovering. So come up to fingertips and slowly rise. Good. We'll find a tree pose, any tree. You can kickstand your tree. Whoop. I need to kickstand my tree. You can kickstand your tree just like this. If you want to grab, you can certainly put your foot somewhere. You can even find fiery or half lotus if you're interested. Does not matter to me. Just stand tall. Hands can start at heart center. Perhaps eventually you grow your branches. Don't collapse into your left hip in tree pose. So oftentimes I think, especially for women, we go like this. I know I did it for a really long time. So try to come back to center. Think about not pressing all your weight into that left hip. Level through your pelvis. And then engage your core. Just another 2 rounds of breath in this tree pose, and then we're going to move on. You guys are rocking it. Keep it up. You're strong. I want you to find a stair step when you're ready. If you're struggling with balance, an important thing is to find a drishti or a gaze, something that's not moving that you're staring at. I usually look at something on the floor, maybe 5-10 feet in front of me, a speck. Now extend your arms, pull that core in, extend your right leg, take a giant step to the top of your mat, find your high crescent lunge. Now widen your feet so that you have a nice wide base. Sink into that front knee. Make sure knee isn't going past your ankle, so knee just directly above that ankle. That back leg is tall, long, powerful. Shoulders are relaxed. Hands can be lifted. Hands can be at hips. Hands can be at heart center, whatever feels good for you. Let's just take another breath in stillness. Either you're here. I'm going to give you 3 options. You're here. You're here, or we're gonna add movement to this crescent lunge. If you'd like movement, what we're doing is dip, dip, lift. Dip, dip, and lift. So little pulses. That second pulse, you're lifting into that airplane. You don't have to hold. Dip, dip, rise up. Dip, dip, rise up. Feel this in both of your butt cheeks, right? I'm squeezing my left butt cheek as I lift, feeling that right as I dip. Core is engaged. I've got my drishti. Find where's comfortable for your hands. We've got this. It burns. That's okay. And it's okay to fall. Right? Let's do 2 more. Keep it up, whatever you're doing. This last one, I want you to meet me in the lift. Balance. We've got it. Arms down, sides. Pull shoulders together. Shine your heart. Lift your gaze slightly. Feel that right butt cheek burn. We've got a breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Mountain pose. Feet at the top of your mat. Shake it off, and when you're ready, find stillness. Close your eyes. Arms resting easily. Feel that breath. Take a scan of your body. Feel your feet grounded. Just like the beginning of practice, move up your legs. Relax knees, neutral pelvis. Go ahead and relax your belly. Roll your shoulders down. Feel that curve in your spine, the length in your spine, and finally reach up through the top crown of your head. 2 more rounds of breath. With an inhale, reach your arms high and just come to heart center. Again, reach up, heart center. One more time, reach up, bend your knees and forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands and step back to your high plank pose. We're going to do just a really short Chaturanga Hold. I'm going to come down to my knees. Shift forward slightly wherever you are. Drop down 3 inches or so. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up to high plank or move through your flow. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Hips go high eventually. Find your breath. You rocked that first side. We're going to move into that final side. One thing at a time. Don't think about, wow, that whole sequence was hard. We have one pose at a time. That's all we're going to focus on. You've got the strength. You've got the power. You can do it. Left leg lifts when you're ready. Lengthen through that leg point or flex your foot. Breathe. Feel its length here. Feel its strength. Next time you breathe in, shift forward to high plank pose. Just hover that foot. Now right hand is base for our final Vasisthasana, side plank. Shoulder over wrist, crunching that right oblique, lifting that left hand, maybe lifting left foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, high plank, hover left foot. You can do it. With an exhale, 3-legged dog. Booty goes high, head relaxes. Back to that strong left leg. When you're ready, slowly walk back to your right foot. At the back of your mat, we have a needle pose. Head is heavy. Hands are grounded. If you need to grab something like a block, please do. We'll find those final needle crunches. So stay where you are as you inhale. Crunch as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch big. Use your breath. Inhale, long. Exhale, we crunch. Continue at your own pace. See if you can add a bend to your right knee as well as your left. Crunching that left knee behind your right knee every time. Nice and high with that left leg on the breath in. Let's do 2 more. Last one, hold in the crunch. And we're going to work to stand up. Let's come to the tips of your hands and gently rise. You can always tap toe down if you need to. Okay. And then we're going to work into our tree pose. So kickstand tree. Maybe foot it calf. Maybe you grab your foot and pull it on up. Fiery tree might be your thing as well. So you choose. Again, don't dump into that right hip. So you shouldn't see that right hip popping out. If you have a mirror, check. Come back to nice and neutral. Engaging through your core is going to help with that. Find where you'd like your arms. Maybe they extend right away this time. Where's your drishti? Where's that gaze? I want you to relax your third eye. Relax your shoulders. You've got this. 2 more rounds of breath. Stand just a little bit taller if you can. As you're ready to make the transition, I want you to find a stair step. Reach those arms high, get tall. Now lengthen through your leg. Make that giant step forward, high crescent lunge. Working for 90 in left leg. Knee over ankle, my back heel is high. My right back leg is straight. Shoulders are over hips. Arms are reaching up or heart center or at hips. I like my hands at hips for some reason. You have those 3 options. You're either here, maybe you're here, maybe you stay here for half the time because you need a little breather, that's cool. Or we're going to go into finding that movement. So if you'd like that movement, I'm going to pulse, lift, pulse, lift, pulse, lift, pulse, and lift, right? Find out what works for you. I'm staring at the same exact spot on the wall in front of me. I'm using my core for stability. I'm feeling that left butt cheek work on the pulse, squeezing my right butt cheek on the lift. Relaxing my face and trying to breathe as naturally as I can. Finding a pace that works for me. Just a couple more, y'all. We've got it. Let's do 3 more. Whew. Feel that strength. You've got it. This is going to be the last one, okay? So see if you can meet me in airplane. Push through, arms down, side, squeeze shoulders, lift hands, lift gaze and chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Mountain pose at the top of the mat. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders, find your breath. Just slow down for a second. As you're ready, I want you to exhale all your stale air. Inhale, reach up. And heart center. Again, breathe in. And heart center. One more time, reach it up, fill up. Bend your knees and forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step to plank, exhale. One more time, we're gonna do that Chaturanga Hold. So I'm gonna come down to my knees, you choose, shift forward, lower a couple inches, elbows tight, core engages, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, maybe finish with a flow, or right to down dog. Breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna do one more thing and then we're gonna take a little bit of a break. Before that break, we're going to knock out 10 donkey kicks, okay? So look at your hands. Lift your heels. Bend your knees big. Pull your belly in and kick your heels into your butt. 10 times. Try to make it light. I think I have 3 more. After that last one, drop down to your knees. Whew. Knees wide to the mat, big toes to touch. Sit back into your heels, child's pose, forehead to the mat, arms outstretched. Ground that third eye, give it a little rock, side to side, calm yourself down. Let's get a little shoulder stretch by threading our needle, so keep your booty heavy. Lift your chest slightly, bring your right arm underneath your chest. Bring your right cheek to the mat. If you're struggling to bring your head down, put something underneath it like a blanket, a towel, a block. If this is too much on your hips, sit on something so that you're not as low. So lift your booty a little bit higher. Close your eyes. You guys did awesome. Really nice job so far. One more breath. Go ahead and come back to center. Then we'll just go to the other side. Left cheek to the mat, left arm threads. My hips are heavy, my belly is soft. I'm just melting into the mat. Closing my eyes. Relaxing, slowing down that heart rate. Feeling my breath lengthen. Two more rounds of breath. Go ahead and come back to center as you're ready. Bring that forehead back to the mat. Good. We'll finish by just bending at our elbows. Bring your palms together behind your head, like Anjali Mudra, prayer. Feel that stretch in your triceps. If you want a little bit more, slide your elbows closer to the top of the mat. Two rounds of breath. As you're ready, release that. Bring your hands back to the mat and press yourself up to a seated position. Okay. Sit off to the side. Let your legs come long out in front of you. And we'll get a little bit into our hips. We'll continue with kind of slowing down our bodies after that workout. So we'll work into a figure 4 option to go all the way into square pose. I'll give you your options as we move. Bend your right knee. Bring your right ankle over your left knee in alignment so we have that figure 4 shape. Right foot is flexed. We can stay right here. Perhaps a little bit of a hinge forward to feel more sensation, maybe even getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch on that left side. Another option, and I want you to try every single option until you find a stopping point for yourself. So if you feel like you want a little bit more, make sure you come to this first place. If you want more here, hands behind you, bend your left knee. And start to feel a little bit more in the outside of your right hip, so we're not feeling anything in our right knee. This might be a good stopping place for you. Acknowledge your own body. We're never being forceful here. We're never forcing ourselves into anything. If you feel like you want even more, left foot walks to the right. I'm going to try to stack my shins on top of one another here. So right ankle over left knee over left ankle. If you're here, but you have a space here, that's fine. If you have a space here, make sure it doesn't hurt. You can always put a block here as well. Sitting nice and upright is going to be good for most of us. If you want even more sensation, walk your hands forward and hinge your chest forward. The deepest expression, I suppose you could say, of this pose is walking towards the top foot. So twist yourself towards the left, because that's where your right foot is, and hinge down to that foot. Make sure that your right hip isn't lifting. Keep that right hip grounded. We'll take just a couple more rounds of breath here. Relax where you can. Relax in your belly, your shoulders. Try to relax in your hips. Just one more breath. And then if you are off to the side, come back to center. Gently press yourself upright. We'll all just release wherever we were. I want you to bring your feet about the width of your mat, hands behind you. Sway your knees big side to side. Shake it off. And then we'll go into the other side. So legs are long. Left ankle over right knee. Flexing through left foot if you feel anything in your left knee. We don't want to feel that. Again, you can stay here. This is step 1. Perhaps take a second to hinge forward, see how that feels. Even if you know that you're going to move on, take at least a couple rounds of breath in every single position. Ease yourself into it. If you want that second step, hands behind you, you're going to slowly bend your right knee so your foot's closer to your body. Press your chest towards that left thigh. Try to get long through your spine. Where do you feel this? Really pay attention to that sensation. If it's in your knee, back off. It should be in the outside of that left hip area. Notice how much you're feeling. Does it feel so much that it's feeling painful, or is it an okay sensation? Does it feel good? That would be good. If you want that full square pose or double pigeon, go ahead and stack your shins. Left over right for this side. I'm sitting tall, making sure both my sit bones are nice and grounded. And then I hinge, because I know I can hinge. You don't have to hinge by any means. It's just going to add a little bit more sensation. If you want more than that, you're going to turn yourself to the right a little bit towards that top foot, which is your left foot, but it's on the right side. And we'll take about 20 more seconds here, so relax that face. Relax your belly. Relax your hips. Finish with the breath you're on. And gently come back to center. Press yourself back up to a seat. Undo your legs, bring them wide, just like last time. Hands behind you, knees sway. Okay, finally time to lay down. So go ahead and scoot your feet all the way to the top of your mat so you have plenty of room behind you. Extend your arms, close your eyes, and just lift your chin off of your chest so you can breathe. We'll lower back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Once you get there, perhaps take a big full body stretch. And then as you're ready, pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Press down into your low back. Maybe rock side to side. That should feel good. And then plant your feet on the mat in front of you. Let's cross our right ankle over our left knee. So we're doing the same thing, figure 4, that we were doing a second ago, but we're lying on our back. So right ankle over left knee, but we'll do something different with this shape this time. So I want you to bring your right hand to your belly and just bring your left hand behind your head. Now lift your head and shoulders off of the mat and then start to crunch your left elbow towards your right knee. Don't pull with your left hand. My left hand is just there for support. I'm not pulling at all. And if you're looking at me, you see that I'm nowhere near close to touching my elbow to my knee. That's normal, okay? So don't force your elbow to your knee. I don't expect you to touch it. If you want a little bit more, we have 10 more seconds. Lift your left foot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and hold on. 1, crunch a little bit tighter for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your head and shoulders down. Set your left foot down. We're going to move into a supine twist. If you'd like to cross your legs, go ahead and continue to cross your right leg all the way over your left. Bring your arms wide to your mat and let your knees fall to the left side of the room. If this is too much, too intense, just stack your knees on top of one another instead. Ground through your right shoulder. Maybe head falls to the right. Close your eyes. Finish with the breath you're on. And then go ahead and pull your knees back to the center. Uncross them. Maybe pull them into your chest for a hug. And we'll finish with that final side. So plant your feet on the mat. This time left ankle over right knee, final figure 4. We're gonna have left hand on belly, right hand behind head. Lift your head and shoulders and start to find your crunches. Right elbow towards left knee. Remind yourself not to use your left hand to pull. You're just gently kind of being a little bit of a support for your head with your right hand. Continue to breathe. And know that I don't want you to force yourself all the way to get your elbow to touch your knee. I'm probably over a foot away from it. Relax your face and breathe. Finishing strong. If you'd like to lift that right foot, we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release your head and shoulders. Set your foot back down if you lifted it. Finding our final twist, you can cross your left leg all the way over your right or stack. Arms wide. Knees fall to the right side of the room. Left shoulder grounds. Head may fall to the left. Finish with the breath you're on. And then we'll go ahead and pull our knees back to center. Knees can come into chest one more time. Lifting head and shoulders, scrunching into a ball. Take an inhale as you squeeze. Then exhale as you release into your final resting pose, your Shavasana. Now this pose is your choice if you want to go lie on your stomach, if you want to find a butterfly, if you want to take up a lot of space, whatever feels comfortable for you. Reset your shoulders if you need to. Close your eyes and let go. Shavasana. yogis, thank you so much for joining us. Please stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like to, of course. Thank you for sharing your energy and your power with us this last 60 minutes. It's been wonderful to share this time with you, and we will see you soon. The light and the love that's in me sees and honors the light and the love that's inside of each one of you. Namaste.